Luckily, the Bears are going to be working on a short week after the Monday Night Massacre, where not only was the loss of Jay Cutler felt, even as unproductive as he's been, but the defense's inability to force turnovers against a quarterback making his first professional start. One would think that the Bears' opportunistic defense would be able to create some takeaways against the inexperienced quarterback. However, Kaepernick stretched the field while the typically reliable run defense was gashed by Frank Gore with regularity. Their biggest concerns heading into Week 12's matchup versus the Vikings will be between their ability to control Adrian Peterson at home as they have the past 2 seasons, and whether or not Gabe Carimi can put as much effort into protecting the quarterback as he does grooming his beard. No question Minnesota felt good going into their bye, having just watched Adrian Peterson bust out for 171 yards in Week 10, giving him an average of 123 yards a game over his last 4. However, watching Christian Ponder get back to what makes him most successful had to be the most encouraging. Head coach Leslie Frazier has a decision to make at strong safety in deciding whether or not Jamarcus Sanford has earned that starting role, considering his strong play during the absence of Maestro Raymond, or if Raymond is worth putting back into that starting spot because of his strong coverage skills. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers offense couldn't find a rhythm. However, their defense came up with some big takeaways and made some key stops, affording Rodgers the opportunity to conduct the 8th game-winning drive of his career. Finding his new favorite target late in the end zone, Randall Cobb now has 7 touchdowns in Green Bay's 5-game winning streak, while Rodgers has 17 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Now, the Packers need to convert more on third downs going forward, in particular Week 12 against the Giants, whose front 7 use a multitude of looks to create ways of making noise in opposing backfields. And Jermichael Finley's 40-yard catch and run? Well, that's a start. In Week 11, the Lions appeared to have the game at hand, with Mikel LaShore rolling and Aaron Rodgers struggling. However, much like previous year's teams, 3 quarters of football wasn't good enough. Pressure from the front 4 created issues for the Packers' offensive line, forcing Rodgers to use his feet a little bit more than he'd like to, but in the end, Detroit's secondary was exposed and the win unraveled. Things don't get easier for the likely postseasonless Lions going into Week 12 against the Matt Schaub and Andre Johnson-led Texans coming off a monster week. Matthew Stafford will need to improve his accuracy and his mechanics going up against a Houston defense that doesn't allow many points by relying less on his arm strength and focusing more on making good throws. Thanks again for subscribing and taking a moment to get water cooler smart before your coffee's ready with NFL Espresso. I'm John Malores from SportsFanChicago.com, where you can find my crystal clear confidence picks, and you can follow me on Twitter at MALIORIS. Thank you.